As Warren Buffett said, diversification is protection against ignorance. Well, I have to admit that I am not good in analyzing stocks, and to make matter worse, being an investor from across the miles, I am not always updated when it comes to business news in the Philippines. But with a portfolio of over 650,000 pesos invested in 27 stocks, am I really too diversified? Hello. This is the Eager Road Investor, and this is the first update of my portfolio this year. I've been investing in the Philippine stock market in the last 3 years, and I can't help it but to compare my portfolio to other investors' portfolio, but specifically on the portfolio of Mr. Investing PH, whose value is more than 3 million, but he holds only 21 stocks. This makes me think that I am overly diversifying my portfolio. Well, after watching my presentation, please let me know if I am really too diversified. As of February 14, 2025, the market value of my portfolio is 652,437 pesos, invested in 8 different sectors. What I want to do here is to discuss each sector, like what stocks are inside each sector and how are they performing. So, without much ado, let's do it. Number 1 is the banking sector. I have 4 stocks here, namely Metrobank, Philippine Savings Bank, Security Bank, and the late addition was the Bank of Philippine Islands, which I bought only last month when the price went down to my buy below price. This is the best performing sector in my portfolio, which is up 10.42%. Special mention to Metrobank for being the best, not only in price appreciation, but also in dividend yield. Number 2 is the energy or utility sector, where I hold Aboitiz Power and First Gen Corporation. Aboitiz is up 17%, but First Gen is down 9%. Overall, I am up more than 4% in this sector. Number 3 is the industrial sector. I hold 4 stocks in this sector, namely Andre Soriano Holdings, DMCI, Lucio Tan Group, and Macro Asia. Overall, this sector is performing well, that's why I am up almost 8%. Special mention to LTG for being the best among the group, not only in price appreciation, but also in dividend yield. Number 4 is the real estate sector, where I hold 4 real estate investment trusts, namely Ayala Real Estate Investment Trust, Citico Real Estate Investment Trust, Robinson Commercial Real Estate Investment Trust, and MRET. This sector is also performing very well, second only to the banking sector, that's why I am up more than 9%. Number 5 is the media and telecom sector, where I hold Globe, PLDT, and GMA7. This sector is barely break-even because of the very poor performance of GMA7, which is down more than 24%, overshadowing the outstanding performance of Globe, which is up 24%, while PLDT is also slightly up. Number 6 is the consumer staples. 22% of my total portfolio is invested here because this sector was down last year, giving me the opportunity to put more money on it. I have 5 stocks in this sector, namely San Miguel Foods and Beverages, Costco, Keepers Holdings, Pure Gold, and Robinson's Retail Holdings. The sector has completely recovered from last year, and now it is up almost 3.5%. Kudos to Keepers Holdings for being up 28%. Number 7 is the consumer discretionary sector. I hold 4 stocks here, namely All Home Corporation, Max's Restaurant, Digiplus, and Wilkin Depot. This is the worst performing sector last year, and it seems like it will continue to go down this year. The sector is currently down more than 19%, but it could have been worse if not with the outstanding performance of Digiplus, which is up more than 80%. Finally, number 8 is the mining sector, where I own only 1 stock, namely Nickel Asia, which is currently down more than 38%. This is the worst sector in my portfolio. Luckily, my investment is very minimal, that's why it doesn't have a significant effect overall. Now that you saw all my 27 stocks from the 8 different sectors, what do you think of my portfolio? Am I really over-diversified? Well, good or bad, let me know in the comment below. Meanwhile, it's time to give the award to the best and worst performances of the month. The top 3 performing sector goes to number 1. The banking sector, which is up 10.4%. Number 2. The real estate sector, up 9.3%, and number 3. The industrial sector, which is up 7.8%. The next award are top 3 performing stocks in terms of capital appreciation. Number 1 is DG Plus with a whooping 80.1%. Number 2 is Metrobank at 30.1%, and number 3 is Keepers Holdings at 27.9%. We have also an award for the top dividend stocks, which goes to number 1. LTG with dividend yield of 10.9%, number 2 GMA7 at 9.8%, and number 3 is DMC at 8.5%. On the other hand, I need to mention also the worst performances in my portfolio, which will serve as a reminder that losses in the stock market are inevitable, and it will serve as a guide in navigating the market in the future. The worst sector goes to number 1. The mining sector, which is down negative 38.5%. Number 2. The consumer discretionary sector at negative 19.4%. For the worst stocks, the title goes to number 1. All Home Corporation at negative 52.1%, number 2 is Wilkin Depot at negative 50.7%, and number 3 is Nickel Asia at negative 38.8%. Luckily, my investments to these stocks are in small amount, that's why overall, I am still up almost 12%. Meanwhile, here is a summary of my portfolio since I started investing in 2023. It is still a long way to go, but my goal is to achieve a 1 million portfolio by the end of 2026. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe so that you will be notified on my next video. Adios.